Dear friends, today we are coming to a new topic, nuclear chemistry. Chemistry of the nucleus. Many kinds of reactions you have studied in the past in your lower classes. Ionic reaction, covalent reaction, fast reaction, slow reaction, moderately fast reaction, organic reaction, inorganic reaction, and so many kinds of reactions you have heard. All these reactions are chemical reactions, but nuclear chemistry deals with nuclear reaction. What is the fundamental difference between nuclear reactions and chemical reactions? Consider an atom having nucleus and few electrons around it in different orbits. During the reaction, sometimes this electron may be lost, or some electron can be gained from the external atoms, or they can share the electrons mutually. They have the possibility to share the electrons. All these reactions that you have studied so far is merely the rearrangement of electrons, either donation of electron or the transfer of electron or the sharing of electron. Whatever may be the change happen in the electron system, nucleus is stable one, or nucleus does not undergo any change. There will be no change in the number of neutrons and protons inside the nucleus. Such reactions are called chemical reactions, or in other words, chemical reactions are those which involve rearrangement of electrons without having any change to the nucleus. But in nuclear reactions, change happens inside the nucleus. There will be a change in the number of neutron or proton, or in both. This kind of reaction, which involve change in the number of nucleons, is called nuclear reactions. When nucleons changes, element itself changes. Uranium. Uranium is an element with atomic number 92. During reaction, if it loses two protons, definitely 92 changes to 90. What is 92? 92 is the number of protons in uranium. What we are call it as atomic number. Then it changes to 90 after the removal of two protons. Then element will no longer be uranium. Atomic number 90 is thorium. So uranium changes to thorium. Element undergo transmutation or change from one element to another element. This kind of reactions are nuclear reactions. But when magnesium react with oxygen, what will be the product? Magnesium when burned in oxygen, you will get MgO. Here we have magnesium, here we have oxygen. In product side also we have magnesium and oxygen, but they are in combined state. That's the only difference. But in nuclear reaction, reactants may not be in the side of product side. Reactant side atoms will not be in the side of product side. So what is nuclear chemistry? Properties of it is the branch of science which deals with the properties of nucleus, and changes inside the nucleus is called nuclear chemistry. It is entirely different from chemical changes. It has been found that radius of nucleus is of the order of femtometer, that means 10 raised to minus 15 meter. But size of atom is around 10 raised to minus 10 meter angstrom. So nucleus is 10 raised to 5 times smaller than atom, or atom is 10 raised to 5 times bigger than 10 raised to 5 means 10,000 times bigger than nucleus. Now we have to see some important terms in nuclear chemistry. They are atomic number. It is the number of protons or electrons in a neutral atom. Normally we are taking number of protons, but for a neutral atom proton will be equal to electron, so it can also be taken as the number of electron. It can be represented by the symbol Z. Mass number is the number of proton plus number of electron. Number of neutron. Number of proton plus number of neutron is called the mass number. Actually, inside the nucleus we have only two fundamental particles of neutron and proton, so they are collectively called nucleons. So the number of nucleons is called mass number, number of proton is called atomic number. Here we have the symbol capital letter A. So for an element X, we can write Z here and A here. For sodium we are writing it as Na 11, 23. 11 represent atomic number, 23 represent mass number. So protons is 11, electron is 11, and mass number is number of neutron is 23 minus 11, that is 12. Now we have to see the term isotope. What is an isotope? That is elemental atoms having same atomic number, same Z. Elemental atoms having same atomic number but different mass number. They are 1H1, 1H2, 1H3. These are three isotopes of hydrogen: protium, deuterium, tritium. For carbon you have studied C12, C13, C14. They have same atomic number but different mass number. This kind of elemental atoms are called isotope. Now we have to see what is isobar. Isobars have same number of mass number but different atomic number. Mass number is same but atomic number is different. Potassium 19, argon is also 19, potassium 40, argon 40. Both have same mass number but different atomic number. Argon it is 18, so they are different mass number, atomic number and same mass number. The same mass number represent isobar. Then we have isotones. Here atomic number or mass number may not be equal, but number of neutron is equal. Number of neutron is equal. Same number of neutron is called isotone. Phosphorus 15, sulfur 16, 31, 32. So neutron equal to 13 minus 51, 16, 32 minus 16, again 16. So they have same number of neutrons are. Then they can be called as isotones. These are three kinds of nuclei we can normally expect: isotope, isobar and isotones. Next one is radioactivity. What is radioactivity? It is the spontaneous emission of certain radiations from the nucleus of unstable atoms. Atoms may be stable or unstable. If atom under consideration is stable, there is no question of radioactivity. But due to variation in the number of neutrons or protons, some nuclei become unstable. If the nuclei is unstable, as we know, every unstable system will have a natural tendency to attain stability. For that, they will undergo changes by emitting some radiations and particles. Such continuous emission of radiations from the nucleus of unstable element is called radioactivity. So again, what is radioactivity? It is the emission of radiation from the nucleus of unstable elements. During this radioactive disintegration, they can emit alpha, beta or gamma particles. The phenomenon of radioactivity was first observed by Henry Becquerel. Henry Becquerel. Henry Becquerel covered photographic plate in a thick black paper, covered with a thick black paper to protect it from the influence of sunlight. Photographic plates are actually light sensitive. When they exposed in light, they will react. To study the photoelectric effect, influence of light on photographic plates, during his experiment he covered the photographic plate with thick black paper, which can protect the photographic plate from the influence of sunlight. And he kept some amount of potassium uranyl sulfate nearby to this photographic plate, but actually it is covered with black paper. After few days, he observed that this photographic plate is affected by some radiations, but nothing he observed, and the day was completely cloudy and there was no considerable sunlight. So he actually expected that it may be the influence of some radiations emitted from potassium uranyl sulfate, and thus he come to the concept of radioactivity. Thereafter, Marie Curie and Pierre Curie, who is the husband of Marie Curie, observed that radioactivity of pitchblende, that is a uranium mineral, PITCH-BLENDE, pitchblende, which is a uranium mineral, has higher radioactivity than uranium. Henry Becquerel identified the radioactivity of uranium, but during the experiment, Marie Curie and Pierre Curie identified that the influence of pitchblende, which is also a uranium mineral, is greater than the influence of pure uranium. From the observation, they concluded that this mineral still contains few other elements having radioactivity. Through that experiment, they have identified polonium and radium. Polonium and radium from pitchblende. They were also radioactive. These are the two main contributions of Marie Curie and Pierre Curie. Thereafter, they have been awarded by Nobel Prize. During this radioactive disintegration, as we have said earlier, emission of alpha, beta and gamma radiation can be observed. Now we have to see whether any difference between them, what kind of characters they have or how they differ from each other. Through many experiments and observation in scientific world, it has been proved that they are distinctly different from one another. They have different characters in electric field, in magnetic field, they have different ionization power, they have different velocity, they have different penetration power, and in all respect they are found to be different. And here we have to compare them. Actually, what are these particles? What properties they have? Alpha rays are simply helium nucleus. Helium nucleus means helium with two positive charges, or it contains two protons and two neutrons. Beta particles are nothing but it is simple electrons emitted from the nucleus. Then you may think that how electron can be ejected from nucleus. Actually, electron is present outside the nucleus, but here we are telling that electron is ejected from the nucleus. How is it possible? The possibility can be explained like this. When an atom is unstable, one neutron inside the nucleus changes to proton. Neutron is chargeless, proton is positive charge. Then one electron is also emitted. That means neutron is converted to proton and electron. That electron will be ejected as beta particle. So actually there is no electron inside the nucleus, that is okay, but during the segregation of the neutron, it will eject electron as beta particle. Gamma rays, they are just electromagnetic radiation, they are not particles like alpha or beta. They belongs to electromagnetic spectrum and they are simply waves. Next question, if they have any charge, do they have any charge? Yes, actually they have charge. For alpha particle it is positively charged and beta particle it is negatively charged like electron, but gamma is just a radiation having no charge. Then ionization power. Because of high momentum, alpha particles have good ionizing power. Beta particles are relatively low ionization power, but gamma rays do not have any significant. They have very less ionization power. Because of a high momentum, alpha particle possesses high ionization power. Penetration power. Low penetration power because of their big size, they cannot penetrate to greater extent. But here penetration is good and they have high penetration power. For a comparison we can take it like this. Alpha particles can be stopped by an aluminum foil of thickness 0.1 mm. That means a high speed alpha particle can be stopped by an aluminum foil of small thickness 0.1 mm. That much of penetration power only this alpha particle does have. But for beta particle they can penetrate up to 1 cm in aluminum foil. Alpha particle penetrated 10 raised to 10 times than alpha particle. So they have high penetration power. In electric field and magnetic field, how they affected? Alpha particle in electric field deflected towards the negative pole, which actually indicate alpha particles are positively charged, and beta particle deflect towards the positive field, which again indicate their negative charge. It is the story of electric field. And in magnetic field also both of them get deflected in opposite direction. That means they have different charges and opposite charges. But gamma particle does not have alpha particles are not influenced by electric or magnetic field. They are free from the influence of both fields. Comparing the speed, alpha particles have very low speed, 1 by 10 to 1 by 20 times of speed of light. Here they can go up to 90% speed of light, but not equal to speed of light. Here gamma particle have greater speed, and that is equal to speed of light. These are the comparison of alpha, beta, and gamma particle. Here you can see the deflection in electric field. Alpha, this is alpha, deflected towards positive field. Beta is deflected towards, here alpha is deflected towards negative field, which indicate it is positive. Here it is deflected towards positive field, that means it is negatively charged. Gamma is uninfluenced. Here in magnetic field also, beta particle and alpha particle get deflected in opposite direction, which again indicate they have opposite charges, and gamma is uninfluenced. Penetration power alpha is very less, beta particle penetrate to greater extent, and gamma have very high penetration power. Thank you.